Shadowblade here with another episode of Factorio with Angels and Bob's Mods. When last we met, we were doing some stuff, playing around with some the chemical stuff. I want to focus on a couple things over the next few episodes. I want to get, first of all, electronic circuit boards going up so that we can start doing, where is it? Blue Science. Blue Science opens up some stuff that will let us upgrade a bunch of things, and I think it'll be a good idea. But it's going to take some doing. And so I've done a couple things off camera. One thing is, in order to make these electronic circuits, I had to make a couple of them kind of just piecemeal, just so that we can start building these electronic assembly machine 2s, because the regular ones can't make these. They only can do up to 3 components, I guess, whereas these require 4. So I wanted to make a few of these so that we could make some of that happen. But getting that was, oh my gosh, a pain in the patukas. So it starts with these phenolic boards, very easy, just wood basically. And then we had silicon wafers to make, because we need to make these transistors. That's plastic, tin, copper wire, and silicon wafers. Okay, that was a little bit more intense. And then the circuit boards require this ferric chloride solution. So it's like, okay, that shouldn't be too hard. Oh my gosh. So if you come with me, I will show you. I'm not sure if I showed, but I took the secondary stuff from the rubite and bobmonium, which was nickel and silicon, and I made the ingots out of them and put those into these. And then I combined copper and tin to make the brass. Is it brass or bronze? I think it's brass. And I combined the lead and the tin to do the solder line here. It's kind of ugly, but we can always make things pretty another time. But I also use that to clean up kind of our regular basic electronic boards here. Oh, I'm sorry. I never put the thing there. But yeah, so that clears up that entire left side of things quite simply. I'm still trying to decide if I want to put the circuit components on a belt. I'm not sure. It may be good, it may not. Because if you look at the way that the circuit board dealios work, so basics require basic electronic components. This requires basic electronic components and transistors. The next one is basic electronic components, transistors, and another thing. And there's one more, I think, after that. And they all use all of that stuff. So, I don't know. So the first thing for I did some plastic, was basically steam cracked the methane into methanol, which turned into propene, which became liquid plastic. And down here. Not a huge output of this stuff. We will want that eventually, because a lot of things use plastic, I believe. But the reason I made the plastic thing was because I needed these empty canisters to ferret back and forth that ferric chloride solution. So, ferric chloride solution. Here we go. You take saline water. You break it up with electrolysis for chlorine and hydrogen. You put that together to make this hydrogen chloride gas. You take this hydrogen chloride gas and some iron ore to make this ferrite chloride solution, and then you bundle it up in these little containers. That kind of took forever. I had to go back and forth. I'm like, oh, I need this. Oh, now I need this. Oh, now I need this. And so finally got that done. So now we have a few of those circuits made where we can kind of start looking at that. But to automate all that stuff, that means we're going to have to bring this whole thing over somewhere else. Now, ideally, the reason I did it over here is, first off, we can make water pumps. Do I have any? No, I think I used it for something else. Can't remember what though. But we have these water pumps that will pump water up out of anywhere in the ground. Basically, the idea is, in the world, if you dig down deep enough, you'll find the water table. And you'll be able to pull water. That's the whole idea behind wells back in the old days. You dug a well, you'd hit the water would then fill up the well to a certain point. The sediment drops to the bottom with gravity filtration, and you rope in a bucket down there. So not anything out of the ordinary. Plus, pumping water all over the place isn't a huge, or can be a huge pain in the butt. I mean, we could just bypass it altogether because we have this huge lake up here. But I do want to kind of get through some of this stuff. But we could do that. So if we wanted to, we could just pump the water from the lake up here. And then turn it into salt water. But the way we turn it into salt water is with this cool salinization plant, or salination plant. It turns water into salt water. It's basically the easiest way to get salt water. There's other ways to get salt water, but it's either through the filtration method, which we did, and there's just, it's awful. It takes so many of those things. Or you just take water and you do it in the saline plant, or salination plant. I think there's some other things that produce saline water, like chloric wastewater, sulfuric, no. So with chloric wastewater we can do that. Looks like water purification might produce some of it, which is pretty easy stuff. That's just water also. But you don't get very much of it. So for our purposes, I'd like to get this salination plant. But for that, we need brass pipe, which... Can we do brass? No, we do bronze. Brass requires... That's all tin. Where's brass? Brass is here. No, brass is here. It requires copper ingots and zinc ingots, so we need to get some zinc from somewhere. Zinc is, I believe, something that we get from doing the filtration in our separation. Flotation cells, rather, not filtration. And so we'd have to look at building some of this, or at least doing a small amount of it to get up to where we can make some aluminum and brass to do this. So building these things can be quite a pain. What do you need? What are you out of? You're out of transistors. Twisted transistor. Hey yo, hey yo. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can finagle something here. That's not what I want to do. What are you missing? Oh, you're missing tinned copper wire and stuff. Yeah. Which is being made like right here. Could theoretically jerry-rig something to do that over here, but we'll just... Yep, there you go. It only needs one for every 5, so should be fine. Man, it makes it fast, too. There we go. That'll give it some oomph. Go ahead and throw those in there. So this is making some stuff. So we've got 11, 12 of these guys. So that gives us opportunity to make a few things. We can't do the salinization because we need the brass and the aluminum, but we can do like the electronic assembly machine 2 and some other stuff. So we'll take a look at that and see what's going to be best for our purposes. In the meantime, let's take a look at what it's going to take to get this aluminum and brass going. We also want to put plastic on the bus here and some other things. I also realized that I put this mall up here just temporary, kind of to give myself the ability to pull belt and some of this other stuff easily. I'm probably going to have to move it because as we expand our bus upwards with other things, it's going to be in the way. So let's take a look at our sorting and stuff and flotation cells. I don't think I've ever gotten this far into Angels and Bobs for flotation cell stuff, so this will be fun. The thing is, we're actually very close to being able to produce blue science. We already have the bronze plates. We can kind of do electronic circuit boards. Engines are easy. And then batteries is just plastic, sulfuric acid, and lead, which we can kind of do that pretty easy too. We know how to make the sulfuric acid. We can make plastic, so it's all about just getting it to the right place. All right. So with flotation cells, I believe it comes where? I just made this thing. Where is it? Let's plop it down. So what we would want is this. What you do is you change it into this chunks, and it takes crushed saffrite and purified water. Okay. Is that for everything? Yes. So it takes the crushed thing and does purified water, and it makes these chunks and some of the geodes and stuff. So which, here, let's go to our map here where we have a bunch of stuff. Bobmonium is where zinc comes from. Cool. Rubite is gold. We get cobalt from the stereotype. Whoa. Look how fast this thing is depleted. It's gone. Holy crap. I'm trying to get to here. Do we have another source up here, right? Yeah. Looks like we get quartz, nickel, rutile, and zinc out of saffrite as well. Crotinium ore. Oh, I forgot about these other ores. Silver and gold and rutile. And then, do we have givolite somewhere? Givolite. That gives us zinc. Zinc, silver, tungsten. Interesting. Actually, what we can do is we can probably look at these things here. Okay. Chunk sorting, ore sorting. Copper and iron, iron and copper. Okay, so we're just getting iron and copper from all of these things except for the bobmonium and the rubite. So with chunk sorting, I don't know which one's which. But it looks like we get gold, and with givolite we get gold and or bauxite maybe. With stereotype, we get cobalt and tin. Yeah, so it's the next two in the thing. So if we want zinc, and then what else do we need for aluminum? Aluminum ingots. I guess there's aluminum ore. Okay. It's not givelite. It's not stereotype. Doesn't look like it's crotinium. I don't remember seeing aluminum. Bauxite, gold. There's no aluminum anywhere. So how do we get aluminum hydroxide? Aluminum ore. Let's see if we can find it. Alumina. Alumin. Oh, right here. Aluminum ore is givelite chunks and rubite chunks. Makes aluminum ore. Holy crap. So we'll need to get some givelite over there, and we'll have to do these flotation dealy-woms. Okie dokie. So. Oh, but what about the. What was the zinc? It doesn't show there. So I think zinc was. Not here. Bauxite and gold. Cobalt and tin. Zinc is bobmonium. Cobalt and zinc. Okay. So that's up here. So what we would do... Rubite chunk sorting. Looks like givelite might give zinc too. I think that's what that one there on the far right is. So we'll want to turn everything into these things, and then with the chunks we can make even more. Oh, like here. See, givelite and rubite make aluminum. Givelite and bobmonium makes zinc. With the chunk dealios. Mining catalyst. Is it mining? Oh, mineral catalysts. That comes from mineral sludge, which we already have that we can do. Cool. All right. So we need to get some stuff over here. So with the bobmonium, we know that that kind of turns into things, although we're out of bobmonium, basically. We have tons of chunks, though. So let's do this. Let's jerry-rig this a little bit. Where did it go? Right here. So this would be bobmonium hydro refining. Takes 2 seconds. So 2 crushed bobmonium every 2 seconds. Okay. This produces 2 every 1 second. But its crafting speed is 2. So 4 per second for each of these. So 32 per second is what we can make in this. This uses 1 per second. So we need 32 of these things. Holy crap. And its crafting speed is only 0.75. So we'd actually need 32 of these number 2s. That's a lot, man. For this one thing. Yeesh. Okay. And then it spits out, looks like sulfuric wastewater, some crystals, maybe. And then these bobmonium diluomes. Let's, for now, let's go like this. Let's get one of those water pumps going. Pump Mark II. Oh, I can make one of these. But I want to save our electronic circuits for now. I don't think this goes pure water, though. This needs purified water, right? Yeah, this is just regular. Oh, I can do purified. That's a little cheeky. I don't think I'll use that in our thing. I think I'll actually... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Curses. But for testing purposes, let's just do this. And there we go. That's a liquid. Yeah, sulfuric wastewater. So we could actually use this to be a good source of sulfur and sulfuric acid with all of this hydro refining. Although I'm not sure that they all do that. Do they all make? No, they make different types of wastewater products. Looks like most of them make sulfuric, 1 fluoric, and not sure what that other one is. Can't tell. But that means that's 1 byproduct and 2, or 1 main product and 2 byproducts. This sulfuric wastewater and then these geodes. Man, that's an undertaking. Okay. So for now, let's do this. Let's go with... Wait a minute, it should be in here, right? Clarifier, yes. We'll snag a clarifier. And that will get rid of that. And then we'll run out of electric poles because we have no copper. It's a hard knock life, guys. What is this? Oh, carbon? Why aren't you doing your thing? No Coke. Why don't you have Coke? Oh. I shouldn't see the carbon. Mine was full up. Do. There we go. Make all these guys. Then what are we out of? Steel. Might need some steel. Let's pick Pick up a little bit while we're over here. Here we go. And then see how much like craziness we have to do to get all this stuff working? It's nuts. Alright, put that here. Let's go like this and like this. And of course, we're out of fast inserters. And then we'll put down a couple boxes here. Negative. Couple filter inserters, I guess. You're gonna do red geodes. You're gonna do nope. Bobmonium chunks. There we go. So this is making us our stuff. Now with the bobmonium chunks, we'll snag one of these guys. We'll say bobmonium chunk sorting. Yep. And it's making stuff. Beauty. So it's making the it's getting us, what is this? Okay, so this should be the zinc, right? Yep, zinc ore and cobalt ore. And then the regular stuff that it normally makes over here with this. Except everything, all my warehouses are full of crap. So ultimately we would just put the full flotation cells in between this warehouse and these sorters. And then we would sort. And we'd want to do that for all of our different inputs. So I think what we need to do next is redo our sorting facilities. But since the flotation cells are already like slow as molasses, geesh, compared to these things, right? Because these things are making, what did I say? 2 per second, but it's on a it's got a crafting speed of 2. This needs 4 per second. That's why it's a 1-to-1. These produce 4 per second. These do 4 per second. Need 4 per second. So with the flotation cells needing 1 per second, and we're producing 32 per second with this setup, we need 32 of these gooblers for each one of these dudes. That's 16 per side if we do a double side deal. Whew, that's going to take some doing. So in the meantime, I may let's do this. One, 2, 3, 4. Let's snag this. Let's grab... Do we not have any loaders? Ooh, fast loaders. Let's get 2 of these loaders made. There we go. And we'll get all this goods start flowing in here. And I'll build up a bit of a stockpile of the zinc. And with the zinc, I can make the brass so that we can make some of these better machines here. Also, so that we can make this, because remember, ultimately it was to get this salination plant. So we'll do that. And I think what I'll do off camera, because otherwise it would take us like 20 episodes, I think, is I'm going to rebuild our sorting system here. I'll move these back here, kind of in between. I'll put those flotation cells, and then I'll have to figure out how, some way to get those flotation cells working so that they don't, so that they can like export what they need and import what they need and all that good stuff. So it looks like they take 25 purified water per second. I know a pump does like 1200 water per second, so shouldn't have a problem with getting enough water through. To do that there. Does this say in here how fast it pumps the water? No. But like these guys, where are they at? Pumping speed, 1200 per second. So we'll find a way to do around that. But we're out of time. I know we didn't really do a lot of building and stuff, more of a lot of just running around and kind of figuring stuff out. But I wanted to kind of show you where we were at in our journey. We're kind of at this wall. What we need to do is we need to set up the trains to bring all of the other stuff over here. So right now we've got sapphirite, stereotyte, rubite, bobmonium. We're going to want to bring some givolite over and some of the crotinium over. And then we're going to break these up, put the flotation cells in between. And then, I don't know. What I may do, it may work a little bit better. I may turn this on its side so that the sorting is either up here or down here, so that we have this whole row to do our sorting and whatnot. And then I'll take all of the material and I'll feed them all down into like supply warehouses of each of the different types of ore that we can feed into our different things here. Because I'm after looking at our refining thing, I don't think we gave our refining enough space for what we're going to need to do with it. I mean, we can always go up more, but like these, routing it to our casting machines is going to start getting hairy. So we might have to redo our whole kind of metallurgy section, but I'll decide that off camera. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, tap on the like button. It helps me out and helps with the channel. And if you really enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe for more content. But until next time, I've been Shadowblade. You guys stay sharp